critical.
I got some of you guys' messages. Let me do the telephone thing.
Kittens are, sorry, take the babies in the room.
Perfect. We're gonna do not disturb.
Or just don't make noise.
Animal color be high. Your color.
Well, guess what? Kieran's gonna be making breakfast.
Okay, guys, I think we are live right now. Super excited. Gonna, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, restart. Okay, guys, we're gonna start the this whole thing. So let's get some music and yeah. Good luck, everybody. We need it.
Hey.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, my six YouTubers? Welcome back to Ricky2365. My name is Rick, and this is our channel, guys. Again with me, Mark Letren, Ricardo Ruiz, and Lisa Escobedo. Welcome to the show, guys.
What's happening? What's happening, sexy YouTubers? What's up?
Hi.
Man, it's been an amazing week. I mean, what a weekend I have, you know. So many things happened over the weekend. We heard so many news, so many things going in every direction. I mean, a bunch of news, a bunch of topics to talk about today. But the question is, what matters to you today? That's the question. So, Diesel, how you been doing, man?
I've just been making sure my family's straight, man. That's it. Texas, the coronavirus. It's coming back out. So we're making sure we're masked up, making sure we're washing our hands, hand sanitizer, cleansing stuff, stuff that we did anyway, regardless before coronavirus.
Yeah, I saw that, daily changes. If you look at, if you go to Google and you put three numbers, any three numbers, and then you put cases, it will show you coronavirus all the way till like, I think 6,000. Everything, the first search result is gonna be coronavirus related, because we've been tracking this down to the minutes. On the 23rd yesterday, we have 3,593 new cases. It's like every day we keep adding and adding and adding and adding. When you look back in April, we have 120. April 27, 200. May 400. June 3,593. Crazy, man. Remember when we started talking about this back in September, October last year? Man, it was like Wuhan, only Wuhan. That's it, China. Like Trump said, China. And now it's worldwide, man. Crazy, man. I'm glad that you.
I'm just curious. Has either one of y'all added up the, I don't know, daily count of people with colds or flu?
One more time, Lisa.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What are you trying to say? Like,
I was asking have either one of you counted up the daily the daily number for people with colds or flu?
No.
No?
Apparently they're coming up positive for coronavirus.
Okay.
So
Well,
that means they're being
they're all
tested, their blood is being
respiratory
tested.
infections, and people probably will get it every day. The coronavirus is, to me, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like any other respiratory infection. Same symptoms and everything.
You know, I think you got a good point right there. You know, so many cases being misdiagnosed, or until last month, many cases were being misdiagnosed, like in places like in Chicago, California, New York. You know, if you die from something, they will say no coronavirus because hospitals will getting more money. You know, so if you go to a hospital and you die in a hospital, the hospital will get or can charge each patient or their family up to $8,000. But with this federal funding with coronavirus, it's 13,500. So it's a business, man. Just for dying. We're not talking about the treatment that you got there. Just for dying there, you know. So it's being a big thing. So which topic we're gonna talk about? You
Well,
guys
hold
wanna
on. My issue is
go ahead?
it's a big thing. It's just now. All right, so let's say people do die from misdiagnosis. I got you, but I'm worried about what it's actually doing to the population, as far as businesses, as far as me getting employed in the nearby area, me having to do remote what is it, telemarket, not telemarketing, but remote home, uh, all that stuff. So that's where that's where I'm worried about it. I'm not worried about really getting it or contracting it. Of course, I'm staying healthy out here, working out and all that stuff. But I'm worried about what it's doing to the hysteria of the people around. That's what I'm worried about.
And you're talking
But
about
that's
the whole
not the
teleworking, yeah?
virus. That's not the virus. That's people. That's the government. The virus isn't doing that. The government is doing that. People are doing that. The media is doing
Right,
that.
and I I live I live in a place that is affected by the government. That's what I'm saying. When I'm looking at news articles, or I'm looking at the governor or whoever, and he's talking about going back into like a tighter restraint. Before there was a news article saying that we might close down these local businesses, and then now he's saying that admit whatever is happening, we're not going to close it down, but we're going to inflict a lot of restrictions. It affects me, especially around summertime. Children are home, they get on your nerves. You want them to leave the house. You know what I'm saying? And now you can't. Now you can't have them do nothing, and they up in your face looking at you, talking about they want some cereal.
Snacks.
Yeah, they want
Little
snacks. Like get the heck out of here. Go play in some dirt outside. Oh, you can't do that because coronavirus.
Well, I mean, I think if the government wants to close down what is the government, they can. I don't think that they should close down businesses. If the businesses want to risk it to get the biscuit, they can. I mean, that's what they have insurance for. Um, but I don't. I think the government should only be in charge of closing and opening what belongs to the government.
That's a good point, Lisa. But I mean, they have to exercise, some kind of proactive measures, so we are all safe. Um, that's what I think.
But it's not why pestis. It's a respiratory infection. Seriously, guys, it's just a respiratory infection.
I get your point. I
Why
mean,
why pestis is the black plague. Sorry.
yeah, I will say you got a point. It's a good point. But I mean, in cases like people like me, I come home to on the weekends to two babies, and then some people that I work with, they fear, you know, we're not well. my workplace is kind of how can I say this? It's kind of different than everybody else because we work in these environments. What I'm trying to say is we don't have the luxury to work from home because we cannot do our work from home. It's impossible. So some of the people that go to work with me, some of my coworkers, they do use their mask 24, all the time. They don't take the mask no time. They go eat in their car. They wash their hands 5, 6, 7 times. Where they're panicking about this because they have to go home to some elderly parents or whatever the case may be. So it's not affecting, I will say, the bigger majority of Americans, but yeah, it's affecting some individuals.
What do they do in cold and flu season? Do they do that? Do they do the same thing? No.
They don't.
They have been conditioned by the media and the government to overreact because the elderly people that they have to go home to can still die from the flu and pneumonia that they bring home to them in October to April is cold and flu season. So they're just conditioned to overreact courtesy of the media and the government. But I would be concerned dioxide one would be breathing in all day long from wearing a mask. That's what I would be concerned. We need oxygen, not carbon dioxide. We exhale carbon dioxide, but we need oxygen.
Well, how have you been, Lisa? How was your? That's how I've been. That's been on my docket. What's on your docket? How have you been?
So I just had one little teeny tiny thing that came to me in the middle of the night. On Monday, you were talking about how we don't need monuments of losers. They fought against America and lost, right? Are you still sticking to that story before I hit you with this? Are you still sticking with that?
Yes? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll stick to my guns.
Okay. So then we should not have any monuments, memorials, streets, anything related to Native Americans because they fought against America and lost.
Okay, well, you took that long to come up with that. First of all, it was Native Americans that were wrongly treated. This was their natural land, okay? And they were slaughtered on their natural land. That's why America gives them a whole bunch of stuff. It should be more, but the fact that America did them wrong, that's a different thing. We're talking about if that's if we were like in a Native American tribe and then we went against them, you know what I'm saying, while in the tribe and was like, nah. No, that's two different things, man. That's like saying
the same thing. They fought against America. And you know what? It's even worse because not only did they fight against America and lose, but they still get to be autonomous within our borders. They're still their own little country within the borders, whereas the Confederacy had to give up that.
They were fighting for survival. They were being
according to the Confederacy, they were fighting for survival.
The Confederacy was not fighting for survival.
Fighting for their survival. They were fighting for their survival. Yes.
They fought against the government because they did
for their survival.
No. They could have easily, because they first of all, not everybody in the Confederate died. I'm gonna let you know that right now. They were all massacred.
Hey. Those numbers were pretty high.
They decided to
Those
fight.
Numbers were pretty high.
They decided to fight. The Native Americans.
So did the Native Americans.
The Native Americans.
They decided to fight.
They weren't given an option to put their arms down. They were slaughtered.
Yes, they were.
No, they were. They
were given an option.
Women and children.
Their option were to submit or fight just like the Confederacy.
But they
Submit
killed
or
women.
fight.
They killed women and children in the Confederacy.
You don't think women and children? Hold on. You don't think women and children died in the Civil War?
You know what? I'm gonna say I don't think that they died. I thought it was a.
Yes.
I don't know.
When
I'm gonna say I don't think.
When Sherman burned Atlanta, do you think that he was checking in there to see if buildings were empty?
No. What I mean. And
he scorched it. He scorched it.
Right. Okay. So there were casualties of war. Okay. I'm sick. I'm sickened that you're comparing the Native American struggle to the Civil War. But whatever.
I wasn't comparing the two. I was going with your logic. Your thought process was if they fought against America and lost, they don't deserve any type of monument. That was your logic.
It was, yep, and still is. So Native Americans, I'm cool with.
Well, you're back. You're back.
My bad. Sorry.
What's on today's docket?
Well, the first thing I want to bring to the panel, you know,
Ricky, your audio.
It's not going.
Your audio. I'm hearing the background again.
Can you hear me now? My bad.
Same thing. Background. I can hear myself talk.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What's going on now?
Yeah, as soon as we lost Lisa, it started to.
Let me take a quick look.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Oh, you're good. Lisa's coming a little smoother now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Really loud.
Yeah, you're loud. Your audio is loud again. Hold on, podcast. Hold on, YouTube viewers. Having a little technical difficulties.
What about now?
Can
you hear me better?
That's it.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a little. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You got me. Let me do one more time, a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. I'm making sure that.
So you guys can see in the background. It appears to be.
That's much better, huh?
Yeah, that's good.
I'll say a little louder.
Is this Washington D.C.?
That is Washington D.C. Yes.
That is Washington D.C.
And what is going on? It looks like.
So there's protests. There's protests. You know, on the streets.
Oh my God,
for police brutality. You know. So I just wanted to keep that right there on the background, guys. If you're watching this video right now, the phone lines are open, and the phone number is 520-261-7246. You can call the channel, and then we get you through to see what's on your mind, guys. But the first thing I want to bring to you guys today is this right here. Okay, I'm gonna be sharing this with you guys real quick. And let's talk about Bubba Watson. You know,
good old Bubba.
I know. Before we start talking about him, you know, let the officer Tatum tell you a little bit about that.
It is Bubba Wallace. You ain't crap, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't understand. Y'all help me. God help me. How is it that we have more fake hate crimes in America than real ones? How do you, and you know you're a NASCAR driver, see this rope that's tied to the garage door every single day of your career, and all of a sudden you're confused at whether or not this is a noose or not? And don't give me that, oh, well, we don't know what if it was intended to be. Nah, I don't want to hear nothing, bro, because you came out, you cried on that doggone NASCAR. You got all these white people out here coddling you, walking in solidarity, and you know you full of crap. And ladies and gentlemen, I just saw on one of his social media platforms, he's selling T-shirts. He's selling T-shirts after we found out that this was a hoax. These people are so fraudulent. Jussie Smollett, him, You can go down a list, man. Fraudulent people, fraudulent black folks. And you wonder why nobody take y'all seriously. Because you can't even address a real hate crime.
Okay, I think that's just plenty that we need to hear from this guy today. So he's addressing this point right here, and then like I said from the beginning, and then we come to the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is not that, oh, I found out this rope in my garage. It's not that to me it's not that the whole NASCAR embraced me and then they did Doug and Pony show down in Talladega. It's not that Bubba Watson, I don't know where now has an afro when his mom and dad are white. And a couple of days ago, he was, not claiming to be black or we never heard about that. We knew that he was the only African American or mix, like light skin, like some people call it, very light skin, NASCAR driver. But the thing comes down to this: he's getting PR, he's getting sponsors now, he's selling all kind of merchandise, and then his career from this point on, even if he don't win any races, he's gonna stay relevant, because of the attention that he's bringing to himself. Same thing we talk about. The football player Colin Kaepernick a couple of days ago when people were comparing him to Pat Tillman, and I was like, this is a little bit nonsense. But that's what I got for this guy. I think like Officer Tatum say, I think he's a fraud. I think that anybody that supports him based on that factor is lying to themselves. And he mentioned something very, very seriously, very briefly. It's like they're not taking us, they're not taking Black America serious because of these fraudulent people. Is this a fact? Is this a trend? Are we going to continue seeing this? What are your thoughts? What's on your mind? What do you think?
Diesel?
It's like the what is it, the girl or the boy kept crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna be to a point where the people that really need the help, the people who are really being killed out there, you know what I'm saying? No one's really gonna come to the aid because you want to worry about, trivial stuff. Let's say, hopefully he thought it was really a noose. I saw it on your Facebook. It was two different ties, how to tie a rope and stuff. Oh, I don't know. Maybe hopefully he really thought it was, and but if he did, like, there's probably other ways to handle that, But of course, he wouldn't have came out with this if the Black Lives Matter movement didn't have such a clout right now. So you need to really chill out, bro. Really needed to chill out. The same people who have the white people kissing their boots and all that stuff, and y'all need to chill out. Kneeling down, having couples kneeling down, apologizing. Nah, you need to cut that out.
I mean, the level of pandering that NASCAR gave him, as I see, it's extreme. It wasn't just a let's cater to this guy based on what's going on. It wasn't just a let's embrace the Black Lives Matters movement. It wasn't that hey, this is a racial issue, let's address it. No, they just went straight up. Many people have saying that only NASCAR got it right. NASCAR embraced Bubba Watson. They every racer, nobody questioned this. Wallace. Nobody questioned this situation. They were straight boom. Let's do a rally, let's do a march around Talladega. Because this has no discrimination and bigotry and all these hate crimes. That we don't support either in this channel. They have no place in NASCAR. And they went out there, they did everything without doing any investigation. Now pretty much every white folks that follows NASCAR is racist, pretty much. It's like they're kneeling, kissing Bubba Watson's uh, car.
Wallace. Bubba Watson is a golfer,
Robert Wallace.
pro golfer. Wallace.
Okay, Robert Wallace. So I mean, it was you know, it was kind of funny, you know, that I saw this. But again, it goes back to how much tickets you can sell, what kind of attention you're gonna bring to NASCAR. Because I mean, the PR level that these people got, you know, front pages everywhere. People are watching NASCAR. You know, people are following this. What's going on? I'm sure that NASCAR right now, after the FBI find out that that road was there since 2019, they're like, man, why that thing happen? And that's another thing that I want to bring to you guys. The federal government saying how many FBI agents to investigate this? 15 FBI agents. You know, if don't get me right, do I get it right? 15. Did you see this to?
15.
Do we see this to George Floyd? Do we talk about how many federal agents? Do we talk about how many federal agents went to check the investigation on the police officer who got killed in guarding this pawn shop? No.
They're not celebrities.
I mean,
No, they're not celebrities.
So which Black Lives Matters? You know, again to the federal government and to Black.
Money.
Hey, you got it.
Wait a minute. First of all, I didn't even know there was a Black NASCAR driver. I didn't even know that.
You're not Southern.
I mean, still, I didn't know, but now I know. Now I know there's a Black NASCAR driver, and you know the average people who don't know, now they know, and now they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, I want to, you know, I'm just like this guy. You know, this is a bunch of crap. I didn't even know there was a Black NASCAR driver, and the fact that all these people walking behind them are all white people.
Yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably people who work in the grill.
Yo, I know those white people over there. Like, why the hell are we doing this? They walking and they be like, yeah, I support this, but like, this is stupid. And they have to show face because now if you say anything wrong about,
right,
it's like the LGBTQ2WHIZ. It's like them. If you say anything bad about them, that's your career. So right. They can't say nothing bad. And this hurts. This hurts our cause for racism because what happens is you got a whole bunch of dormant racists, or you have people that are racist. Now they're definitely not going to speak their mind. They're definitely not going to show their true intentions, because if they do, they're going to be held accountable for it. So I'd rather you be a racist to my face so I can know how to compartmentalize you, instead of being the dormant racist and my back is turned, or you're if I want a promotion and you're above me, you're not doing it because I'm Black or whatever. So this does more harm than good, and this pandering stuff needs to quit. Freedom of speech, guys.
I got some better information for you. So Bubba Wallace, he grew up in North Carolina, so you know he's not born there, but he grew up there. So
the worst state of them.
The best state in the whole U.S. today. But so Ricky, he wouldn't be called light skinned, he would be called red bone. So just that's first and foremost, he's red bone. And secondly, Bubba Wallace is a loser. He is like the affirmative action of NASCAR. His career sucks, and just like when Jesse Smollett was about to get fired from his show, just like when Colin Kaepernick was about to get let go from his contract, boom, racism. So Bubba Wallace is like 21 out of 49. He's never, ever been in the top 5. And he's never won anything. So he is not good at his job. So there, Bubba Wallace.
First of all, Lisa, ain't no man calling another man red bone. That is a man calls a female who is light skinned red bone, but we don't call another man, hey, look at that red bone guy. No, we don't say that. He's light skinned.
Oh, okay. No, then he grew up in North Carolina, so then he would be light skinned. Thank you. Get it right.
Right. He'd be light skinned.
No, he's light
not light skinned. That boy light skinned. That boy light skinned.
Light skinned.
We ain't go,
in North Carolina. It's light skinned.
Yeah, but we're not calling him red bone. Just let that be known.
Ain't but don't say light skin. It's light skinned.
That man light skinned. He light
skinned. Like skinned.
So wait, so somebody from North Carolina is gonna argue on proper vernacular to me? You was about to call a man red bone. You better go on with that shit.
Yeah, red bone. But it would be, like I said, in North Carolina, you have to speak the language, okay? Don't be offensive with your proper, pronunciation. Like skinned it. He's like skinned it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So this guy's a little better. He's a little better than the other guy who quit about a week ago. I guess he was like 30 something out of 40. But definitely he fits. It seems like I said, this is seeming this little pattern of we're not doing too well. Let's go ahead and lean on Black Lives Matter. This is gonna hurt us or hurt the Black community more, or the Black and brown community more than anything else. So Mr. Smollett, Bubba Smollett, he need to go on and get his light skin ass out of here.
As you guys can see,
light-skinned hind parts.
As you guys can see, this is what I'm saying. So you guys can see on the screen the actual rope in question. And the FBI just concluded that that this kind of ropes, because they use that just to they can pull their doors down in case of rain or sun. They bring them down and they can adjust it, halfway, 3/4, whatever, because you want ventilation, when you have a vehicle running there. So that's the kind of knot that these guys, came up with, to help, with the doors. So if the FBI came to the conclusion after watching just a couple videos of the surveillance that this kind of knots being there since 2019, we are in 2020 already, almost 2021. I mean, when they came to the conclusion, hey, this is what these guys are complaining about. They should be like, no, it's been there the whole time, because it's their garage. It's a place where they go in and out. They know. Just tell me you got. It's like if I come to my house and this a doorknob doesn't look like the doorknob in my house, I'm kind of confused. This doorknob is the same thing. It's like mechanics. The mechanic. These are not my tools. This is not my toolbox. Oh, that tool right there, it looks different. That's what I'm trying to say. It was the whole thing was a political stunt. It was a PR stunt. I am more concerned with the amount of FBI agents that they sent 15 FBI agents to check on a rope. By the next day they have the conclusion. I mean, how about when we're talking about Black Lives Matters? Are they sending 15 FBI agents to every case that they found? No, they don't care. That's for you guys. That's for you guys if you're watching. Wake up. They don't care. It's coming. November the 3rd is coming. Now they're caring about Black Lives Matters and all you guys' attention. They care about your participation in this electoral vote. Instead of looking at people that are kneeling with you in Congress, take a look at those people that are actually passing law and reform to make sure that you are getting what you deserve, like education, employments, jobs, things like that. That's what I have to say.
They were very vocal about saying they said 15 to show like, hey, we care, guys. 15, here we go. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Rick.
Well, and here's another thing is Bubba, he is a country boy. He's a good old country boy. And what people need to understand is like I understand the symbolism of a noose, but it is just a really good knot. The way that it's tied, it's good for pulling and towing. I'm not joking. So it actually is used in everyday life if you're a country person.
Lisa,
not
be quiet.
not for hanging.
Be quiet.
No. No, there are many different. No, I'm being serious. There are many different types of knots, and they are used for various different things. This is very good for pulling and towing.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, I understand, and look. I was a Cub Scout. I went to, like I said, I went to pre-ranger. They teach you how to tie a couple of different knots and all that stuff. Yes, okay, you're absolutely right. But
did you learn how to tie a noose?
Oh my gosh, they didn't call it a noose.
I know. It's called something else. You are right. It is called something else. But that's what it's for. And he's a country boy, so he would recognize that. I don't know why he tripped like that. Like,
so did he
probably have seen it 1,000 times.
Did he bring this up like recently? He was like, "Hey, there's a noose in my garage that has been there for about a year."
No, it wasn't like that. The whole thing.
This is just at Talladega, so they go from track to track.
Yeah. So what happened is that somebody saw the knot, the piece of rope hanging from the probably somebody new to the team or to the event, and they were like, "Hey, racism." They pretty much. I believe that. I mean, because Boba did say the whole time, he was like, "I haven't seen it, and then they start pushing this narrative, Then NASCAR got behind that, like, oh, we need to cover this up, we need to investigate. Then you got the FBI, Then Boba is being parade. Let me tell you something. He got a better parade. Well, no, I think George Floyd. Never mind. I was about to say something,
Don't trip on the deflated balloons now.
But you gotta see right here. You gotta see the deflated balloons. I mean, we're not talking about Joe Smo. We're talking about NASCAR guys. All these guys are millionaires. Bubba Wallace, yeah.
Yeah.
He got a parade with. There's probably $3 trillion, based on worth of money, of people right here. So it's crazy. But yes, from the beginning, he didn't saw the news, the knot. And then it wasn't until the end that he was like, after the FBI find out, they say, yeah, that's just been there since 2009. And this is what they're using it for. So
2019?
Yeah, 2019,
yeah. So why is he crying? He got out the car and started crying. And
I think probably he got emotional based on the support that he was getting from the community. I don't think that he was 100%. I don't think that he had realized 100% what was happening, because well, you got to see that the FBI, if the FBI is doing the investigation, they're not going to release any information until they release their report to the public. That's when everybody gets the details. So I don't blame him, for real. I don't blame him. I think we need to blame NASCAR, and we need to blame the system, but not the individual. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still calling him Bubba Smollett. So
Bubba Smollett, yeah.
Do you guys think that they'll throw the race and let him win?
One more time.
If they're going to throw the race.
Yeah. Do you guys think that they'll throw the race and let him win?
That's possible,
That is definitely possible.
That is
if
possible.
If they throw that race and let Bubba Smollett win.
That is possible.
I might become a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, that is possible.
Do you know how much money I can make? I'll be like, hold up. I'm black. I'm not from here, but I'm black.
You're blacker than he is.
All right. I'm darker complected. Okay. I'm not a red bone. Don't call me red bone.
Red bone.
Okay. Yeah. Don't call me red bone. But yeah, that if they let him win, I know a lot of people, especially in the hood, that's going to become a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, I don't think.
Remember, he's never even made it to the top 5 before. So if all of a sudden he's in the top 5 all the time, I'm calling a suspect.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, because in NASCAR it's like F1. It's about how you qualify. This is how they can figure this out. If during qualifications he end up at the top of the race, after qualification everybody's doing 3 minutes and he's doing 2:22. Out of the sudden he scores the fastest. And then he goes into the race, and then he goes. Everybody takes the green checker, because you got to take the green checker, and then you do one lap, and everybody returns to their garage.
The pit. Yep.
Yeah, to the pit, and he does, I don't know how many laps he can win the. I mean, that would be stupid. I'm telling you, people would be pissed.
Oh, Black Lives Matter,
bro.
Black NASCAR drivers matter. That's what.
Oh boy.
That's what heavy. That's what heavy forces.
Oh boy.
Black NASCAR drivers matter, baby.
I will say the sport is it's boring to watch on TV, but it's exciting there. My parents are bougie, so they can only go, like, I guess it's an area just before the pit or at the pit, somewhere really super close. So that's how they go. And they said it was very exhilarating. My aunt is actually a NASCAR fan, so there are plenty of Black people that do enjoy the sport. I think it's like baseball; you have to be there to watch it. You can't watch it on TV.
Well, let's go. Let's move to something else, guys. Diesel, you sent me today some information about virus cases in Texas that are sorry, man. What's going on in Texas? We definitely need to know. I saw this article from the news. You got they're talking about the coronavirus outbreak. Take the mic, man. Guide us through what's going on in Texas.
So, I do know there's a lot of more testing going on in Texas. The VA, the hospitals nearby. I don't want to say this is like people already had it and now they're just getting tested for it, and that's what's skewing the numbers. But something is definitely awry here, because I was told that the virus doesn't like heat, and it has been hot.
These police attacks.
Like
Mute Partido EO America folded hands.
104 degrees. But people are still testing positive for these things. So I don't really know what's happening. But like I said, it's affecting my day-to-day operations. It's affecting, the dang on children being around here. So something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. I need my sanity back.
So it's how much of a issue is this? I saw a video you posted the other day. You were in San Antonio. Is that correct?
Yes, I was.
You were having fun with the family. And then when you I think you were in the Riverwalk, which is a very popular place in San Antonio. What is the ambient? What is the
Yeah, the ambience.
Yeah. Around there, with what's going on.
So you have to wear a mask everywhere you go. They won't serve you. They're kind of still like for the children. They're not really saying it's mandatory, but I did see some signs saying if they're 10 and below, 10 and above, that they have to wear a mask. It's mandatory now. Spacing, we don't get to really space with each other. So I mean, not get to space. I mean, we have to space with each other. So one family's on this side, the other family's on this side, the other family's over on the right-hand side, and that's all you can fit on the boat. And it's just weird being in an environment where everyone's looking at everyone else as a biological weapon, a threat. If you sneeze because you got allergies, which I suffer from allergies, I kind of got to go into the alley and take a sneeze real quick because people are going to think I had the Rona. So that's evident. And I'm kind of mindful too because I like to partake in my spirits. Drink my little alcoholic beverages and stuff. And now I'm like, should I? Because I need to keep my immune system all the way up there. I can't have anything knocking it down just a little bit. So it's just weird interacting with people. So, and then you got food. You got a lot of restaurants on the Riverwalk, and people are taking chances to go in there, but I'm not going to take that chance right now. I still feel up in the air about sitting in the restaurant. I was sitting in the restaurant probably 2 weeks ago when we were given the okay, like everything is clear and everything. But now they're saying it's coming back. So I'm like, dang, my mindset is like, nothing really changed. But in my mind, I'm thinking something changed. So now I'm scared to go into the same restaurant I was there a day ago, knowing that they're cleaning, they're doing everything correct, but I'm still scared. So that's just something that I have to work on, and having children and all that stuff, making sure their little little grubby hands are clean because they like to touch everything. So
Lisa, what do you think about that?
Carbon dioxide exposure effects. If it's a combined mixture of 30% carbon dioxide with 70% oxygen for 30 seconds, unconsciousness with some subjects having seizures that were characterized as dysebria, no cerebral function.
And that's some good points, but I don't know how really this is going to affect us, this carbon dioxide.
I know that the body needs oxygen and we expel carbon dioxide, and we must expel it for a reason. So wearing the mask for prolonged periods of time, to me, that would have me worried more than the coronavirus. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm just trying to be logical.
That's a good point. That's I mean, it's one of those things. I don't even want to get on it because we wear the mask. I wear the mask all the time. It's one of those things, man. That we go through. And I have to use it at work all the time. So
yeah, but all masks don't have the little carbon filters, right?
No, the carbon dioxide
Correct.
is.
Most people wearing.
Are you talking about breathing back out? That's right.
You do want the ones with the filter, but most people are not wearing those. They're wearing the either cloth or the surgical style ones. Those are the ones that are just collecting
Have
the
a
carbon
drink, a
dioxide
piece on me,
for you to
folks.
breathe back in. That's what most people are wearing because that's what's available and that's what's cheapest.
Hey, thank you, Heavy Waters, for that donation, man. We appreciate that. American.
He wants to have a drink, man.
AFB, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
Coffee?
Coffee, yeah. You know what? It's freaking. It's what today's Wednesday, yeah.
It's Wednesday, man.
Oh, it's Wednesday. I was thinking it was Monday, man.
It's Wednesday.
Damn, that's
Monday
good.
we was talking about Trump. We talked about Trump and his rally.
He's rallying 12 star. Let me tell you something. Great outcome, by the way. Great outcome. But guys, the topic of this video is America racist? Okay, we talk about Bubba Wallace. Okay, Redbone. We're talking about coronavirus. Is the coronavirus racist? Let me tell you, because more minorities are dying from coronavirus than anybody else. Hey, change my mind. I think the coronavirus is a biological weapon, you know. And this is what I think that we need to take serious. You know, the next person that we're going to elect to office, because I don't think that Biden. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months ago, I saw President Trump go to for some of you guys that don't know, President Trump went to South Korea. Okay, he met with the president over there. Okay, and then he started walking towards North Korea. You know, everything was planned already, but he started walking, and then guess what? Out of those out of that building, Kim Jong Un, you know, vehicle. By the way, I think this guy is dead because he hasn't shown his face for a minute. You know, his vehicle start rolling down the street, and then he's, you know, they park the car and he started walking towards South Korea, and they met on that line, on the dotted line, man. They met, they shake hands. You know, President Trump put food into North Korea. You know, which president have done that before? You know, I don't think that if we put Biden on power, I don't think if Biden earns, because that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, guys. Biden, you know, he screwed up. As soon as he went out there and said, "Hey, you ain't black if you," because when he says black, they also talk. It's like a mind game, you know. They also talk about brown people, you know, Hispanics, you know, Latinos. When they say, "Hey, if you ain't vote for me, you ain't black," you know, we're looking at it, you know. And there's a lot of people that I saw on social media like, "Yeah, we got to vote for Biden," you know, because you know, people were like, "I don't care what he's saying, we got to vote for him." And in reality, what I'm telling my people out there is, don't just vote for somebody because you're supposed to, because the system tells you that you need to vote Democrat. Don't vote for somebody just because your family votes for it, you know, because as a kid you were raised to vote for them. You need to find who's gonna give you something back, okay? And again, this is the second time I say today. Less jobs, more jobs, less unemployment, better stock market, better 401ks for minorities, you know? And then he is going to select, like I said it before, he's going to select a judge to the Supreme Court. And he's going to beat Barack Obama when he select.
Gosh, you're always killing off Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
She's going down.
Every show. Every show you try to kill that woman off.
I'm telling you, he's gonna get the Joker card. He's gonna come with with a wild card. You know, he's gonna get a Black American to the Supreme Court, and that's gonna be the biggest. And I will take it as the biggest sign that he's taking Black and brown lives into consideration. If he gets a Black American to the Supreme Court, that would be. Because I mean, they have difference of opinions in the Supreme Court, you know, left and right. But what they don't have on the Supreme Court is a balance of ethnicities. You know, I think that they got Hispanics, they got whites, they got I think they have one African American judge. Is that correct? Or two? I think they only have one. So I think they should have another one. You know, they should have another one. So let's move on from this coronavirus, guys, because I'm telling you guys, if Texas is doing bad, I got to tell you that Arizona is doing worse. You know, we are the epicenter of coronavirus in the West Coast by population. It's not sitting right. You know, we gotta figure it out. What are we doing wrong to help this? But Lisa. You brought this video earlier today, and you wanted to show this video. So let's see what we got right here.
As early as 1928, the communists declared that the racial differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric. By constantly probing and straining at this one spot, they calculated that eventually the cloth could be torn apart, and that Americans could be divided, weakened,
that's your
perhaps
video.
even set against each other in open combat. We mustn't kid ourselves into thinking that the communists have placed their agitators only into the black communities. They're working both sides of the street. They want hatred, violence and bloodshed between the races, and they don't care how they get it or whom they use, even children if necessary. Here is a book that I think ought to be in every home library. It's entitled Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson. He joined the party.
I want to ask you something, Lisa, real quick. What is this book about?
So the book I have not read, but the individual that's speaking, his name is G. Edward Griffin, and I never heard of him prior to, what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday when I sent you the link. Apparently, him and I actually align ideologically greatly. Everything that I tend to spout, he said it like 50 years ago. And I've never heard of him. But this video, he's trying to explain how in the future, and again, this is black and white, so obviously that was recorded a long time ago, but in the future, the Communist Party, the Marxists, were going to, divide America by race. And well, right now we are in a highly flammable racial situation here in America. And I sent you another clip of Black Lives Matter, one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter, basically confirming that they are trained Marxists. So this information we've had all along. And so I'm hoping by sharing this knowledge that will realize how manipulated that they're being. And same with, well, actually white people too, considering that they're out here acting a fool, kneeling for cameramen, apologizing for things they had nothing to do with, and kissing shoes. So yes,
this is not the America I grew up in. We all got along. What did China really put in this virus, Raji's stimulants?
And it's been in the playbook the whole time, and nobody knew. Do you have that second video?
I'm playing it for you right now. So I got people on the chat, guys. I got people on the chat. I got people on Instagram. I got people on Twitter telling me, hey, we're watching this, on different social media. So don't forget, guys, if you're watching this, go to YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so we can, every time we put a video, you'll be able to see it. AFB, once again, thank you so much, man, for your donations. And then he's saying, this is not the America I grew up in. We all got along. What did China really put in these virus racist stimulants, I got to tell you, I don't know what they put, but I tell you that Trump put $1,200 to every American pockets,
That man said racist stimulus. That was good, bro. I like that. Racist stimulus.
I think it's at like 51 seconds. I put the seconds in the thing for you.
The 125?
Yeah, I put like where to queue it up at.
Okay. I'll put F51.
Something like that.
Got you. So let's listen to that clip. Thank you again, guys, for the donations.
Kinds of loving criticisms.
I think that the criticism is helpful. I also think that it might. I think of a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
He was
Wait a second. She just said right here that she is a trained Marxist. This means that she uses that. I mean, I got to tell you guys, it's like a tool bag. In your life, you have a tool bag. That's how we call it in the military. The more you learn, the more you pull in your tool bags, and then the more versed that you get, the more smart that you get. You use everything that you know. I mean, is she saying that this is what they're using to define the Black Lives Matter movement?
Yes. Which, if you accompany her statement, her acknowledgement with the first video of this guy, this from way back in the day when it was black and white TV, telling you exactly what was going to happen, is like mind blowing. And I wish somebody could make a commercial or a video like lumping the two and like just playing on BET and MTV on a loop.
I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, I mean, my question is, are these kind of news, are these kind of, information is getting to the people that are donating, the poor people? Let's talk about the poor people of Louisiana, okay? Because Louisiana is a place that I have, dearly in my heart, after Katrina. This is the organization that the poor people of Louisiana send in order for them to in parentheses help their cause, help the Black American movement. When in reality they just don't care. I'm telling you, who's getting this money? George Soros. You know who's getting this money? Joe Biden. You know who's getting this money? What's the name of the older guy, the very old guy who's a communist?
Bernie
Oh,
Sanders.
Jesus Christ!
Wait.
I mean,
did you say Bernie
Sanders
already?
He's a communist. This is the same guy who's criticizing Joe Biden the whole time, telling him you're racist, you're this, you're that, you're bad for America. And then as soon as he loses the vote, he's like, oh yeah, we support you. You are the best for America. I don't get it. Diesel, what do you think about these comments on Patrice Cullors, co-founder Black Lives Matters?
So she should do a little bit more. If does she believe that being a Marxist is wrong? That's what I'm asking. If she don't believe it's being wrong, then I was she just bringing this to our attention, or does she? I don't really get it, because
no, this was an interview. This was an interview, and and the guy was asking her, how will you be effective? Like, what's your plan? And she said that they are trained organizers and they are trained Marxists.
Okay.
And if that alone, okay, what do you do? But if you take that first video from back in the day when the guy was saying the Marxists were going to, in the future, divide America using race as a tool, his video goes on and on. Basically, he's saying that that's how the Marxists are going to destroy it. Which, where else have we heard that? Did we hear that on the show? And did it come out of my mouth?
No, it did not come out your mouth. Because we've been talking about this since a long time ago. We were talking about the Willie Lynch.
No, you guys don't believe that America is, Doomsville. And I keep telling you, it's over. It's a wrap.
So even if Trump gets reelected, is it a wrap?
Yes. It won't matter who. It's just the who will determine how quickly the end will come. But the end is the end. And when I say the end, it doesn't mean that we can't be like the phoenix and rise from the flames. It's just how we're going to do that. Are we going to come out of the fire as one? I don't think so. Are we going to come out of the fire as what I think, 3 separate countries? That's what I think. Or are we going to come out speaking, I don't know, Chinese because a foreign entity has taken over while we were at our most vulnerable?
This is crazy.
It's not a doomsday prophecy. I'm not talking about the end of the world. I'm just talking about the end of our civilization.
I mean, it sounds like you are a writer for a DC universe or one of these Marvel universes, and you're you sounded like
what about Evil Ink Comics?
Evil Ink Comics. It definitely sounds like what's his name? Doomsday is about to come down here and wreck shop. And you know what? I think this Marxist system would have probably prevailed if we didn't have so many young free thinkers. You know what I'm saying? I think now racist. Well, I mean,
that's what they prey on. That's what they prey on. Karl Marx, from the very beginning, Karl Marx himself, that's what he preys on.
The free thinkers?
The youth. The youth. I already told you, it's the youth that always starts the uprising, the revolutions. It's always the youth. They prey and manipulate the youth. That is classic, your country about to be over scenario. Pick any country. It's always the youth. Yeah.
Okay, guys. We've been talking about a couple of things. I want to bring something that just popped up on my got sent to me by one of my got sent to us by one of our viewers, guys. It's talking about Act Blue, ACT Blue. So we know that this is one of the companies that we use to send money to Black Lives Matters. Is that a fact, Diesel? Can you attest to that? And these, Lisa, can you attest to that? So Act Blue is been popping up in a bunch of different Democratic politicians' websites. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I want to show you something right here for you guys to see that many people that funds or gives donations to the Act Blue cause, is through the flow of the Black Lives Matters donation. Okay.
But you got a spreadsheet? You got a thing where they show where the money's coming from?
I do. So looks like they were using about.
They have to.
They're using about $2 million in rent. About let me see. Campaign expenses. Campaign for them expenses about 90,000. Contributions to federal candidates about $1 trillion. And wow, they spend about 50 million in salaries. But then I'm gonna show you who are the top recipients of these campaigns. Okay, and this is for 2020. Bernie Sanders with $186 million. That's in donations. That's big, man. I'm telling you, these people are getting front seat at the White House. Biden for president, $119 million. Elizabeth Warren, 93. And we go Pete for America, Amy for America, Friends of Joe Andrew. I don't see nobody. I mean, do you see somebody that matters to you right here?
Well, how far down are the Black people? I'm just curious.
No. We still on 29 million. Number 10 is Amy McGrath for Senate. She got 29 million. We don't get in that, 100,000. We don't. Yeah, it's like number 7,500. It's gonna be crazy. So no. I think all of them are white.
So Black people didn't even make it to the top 10 of the list?
Well, no, Elizabeth Warren is mixed. She is half Indian, half American.
Yeah, she's mixed with Caucasian and BS.
Pete is Mexican. Pete for America is Mexican. Oh, that's what he thought. I don't know, guys. This is Act Blue. This is where your money is going. So I'm telling you, man, I don't give money to a cause unless I am 100% sure this money is going to the right place. Hey, Heavy Waters, the email is freakytube365 at gmail.com. I send it to you right now. Give me just 1 second.
I need to be on this list right here, man.
Well, they did give to one person of color, Andrew Yang. And by the way, Andrew Yang was the only Democrat that I was entertaining. Not as president, I just liked some of the things that he talked about, and I liked the way that he handled himself and portrayed himself. But he wasn't president material. He was cabinet material.
He wasn't presidential. I mean, look at Trump. He's not presidential at all.
No, I meant he's not because there's more to being a president than just economics. so I didn't see him well suited for the other stuff, the adversarial stuff. Like I don't see him like punching Iran in the face or something, you know. But out of all of the Democratic candidates, I did fancy him. So Black Lives Matter did donate to one person of color, and I believe Andrew Yang is he a Chinese American?
He's Asian. Yeah, he's Asian.
Yeah, Yang is that's a Chinese surname, right? So, you know, the communists voted for someone of communist ancestry. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, there was a few Black candidates, and then Kamala Harris, she's half, but she's still a person of color because the other half is, you know, East Indian. So I don't know why none of the people of color made it to the top 10 of the Black Lives Matter money. I'm curious.
You know, I'm getting a couple. I'm gonna put something here. Go ahead, Diesel.
You know I'm quiet. You know I don't believe it. This is crap. This is a whole bunch of BS for me right now. This is definitely 100% like you know, if this needs to be televised. So I'm happy we're actually doing this.
So I mean, there's a lot of people that we need to show them what's going on, man. I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna turn the tables a little bit. You know, we're gonna turn the tables a little bit. I want to show you guys something here on Jeremy Christian. Okay, this guy got sentenced to life without parole for max stabbings. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here real quick. One of my friends who has different views from our views posted this right here. Let me put her. Where is she? Testimony, and then okay, brother.
So this Black Lives this money, do the candidates or whoever received the money, the donations, they keep it?
They use it. Now, just think about it. Just think about it. This is what so they receive the money. Okay, they have to file, you know, taxes because this is an organization. You know, it's a non-profit organization giving money to another non-profit organization, which is Biden 2020 or Bernie Sanders. So at the end of the day, let's say that they're gonna buy pencils. So this pencil will cost me at Walmart 20 cents. Okay, but then what they're gonna do is they're gonna get somebody from a company who's gonna provide all the pencils to the campaign, okay? And that individual is gonna tell the campaign, we're gonna sell you pencils, and we're only gonna sell pencils to you. But in order for me to do that, you have to pay $10 a pencil. Can you do that? And as soon as you say yes, and of course that's what they do, they sign yes. So I sell you $10 million in pencils, yeah? And then, you know, it's crazy amount of money, yeah? So the profit. So that company now has a profit margin of whatever, 3 million% over, But guess what? Now you need to remember that when I need you, I need you. Now, and this is money that is 100% legal. This money is going to the bank. This money is going. That's why some CEOs get those. I got a bonus for 25 million. Yeah, you're selling pencils at $10. Yeah, keep going. And that's why we're thinking about how we're taxing these corporations. Which corporations get real tax benefits? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So
to me, that sounds like a drug deal, man.
And we agree.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds like a drug deal. Okay. Because you're actually paying for favors? Is that what it is? Is that bribing?
Welcome to politics.
Oh, look at that, Diesel. Okay. Hey, Diesel, you can call to the chat room, 520-261-7246. Let me play this clip right here, because people are not giving this kind of information out there. So this is coming from so what happened in this news, pretty much, this convicted murderer, Jeremy Christian, is sentenced to life for a bunch of stabbings, okay? And then I want you guys to hear this testimony right here.
And ultimately take 2 lives that he never had a hand in creating, while almost taking a third, and being in his path as he fled the scene. Under those contexts, every victim or every human in that car was a victim, except of course him. Every person who this terror was aimed at, black passing people and any white passing people who side with them, who saw this video on social media or the internet, was a victim. Because the messaging is and has been clear for centuries. It is simply adapted to human and technological evolution. But I ultimately understood and agreed. I struggled a bit with sleeping prior to this, but not to the extent that my sleep patterns have been disrupted since these senseless acts of terrorism and murder. More than 3 years ago, I fall asleep later in the evening or morning, hope that I get enough sleep to function and get up for work or to take a class or whatever I have to do that day. My lack of sleep has affected my ability to bring my best self and do my best in all phases of my life.
And again, this video is gonna continue here, where this guy is gonna pretty much tell you, it's from the same case that we're talking about, the Jeremy Christian case, where this chain of events, pretty much, he has incapacitated this guy to the maximum. The next video, the next one is from another one of the victims' witness.
System for creating and facilitating people like Jeremy, and then we, the community, have to deal with them. In my case, the white supremacist got special treatment from the police. The police officer Gasky believed the assault was made by the assailant. He didn't believe me or the 2 TriMet supervisors. The police captured, not killed, a racist white supremacist known to the police. Holding the bloody knife, he attacked and killed people with while drinking wine from his Gatorade bottle. And to Mr. Jeremy Christian, your mom should have swallowed you. You are a waste of breath. And when you die and go to hell, I hope you rot.
See you there, bitch.
No, hey.
Go back to Tennessee too.
What do I tell you?
Go back to Tennessee too.
You can.
We don't want you here.
Bye.
All your race baiting bullshit.
Bye.
You ain't gonna be mayor either, bitch. You ain't gonna be mayor either, bitch. You fucking hoe. You fucking hoe. You fucking up my whole city. George Floyd. George Floyd. I should have killed you, bitch. I should have killed your bitch ass. Everybody knows you're a liar. Everybody knows you're a liar, huh?
And this is America. And like I say from the beginning, guys, is America racist? That's the title of this video. Is America racist? And I got to tell you guys, I know some of you guys are watching, listening to this right now. You're like, damn, I mean, I know my two compadres right here are catching up to this video. So this guy went on a rampage, killed several people by stabbing them while drinking some bullshit wine. And then this is his sentence hearing. Okay, he got sentenced to life without parole. I mean, after that exit, what are you gonna give that individual? And then he start calling the female, this foul language, and he's like, I should have killed you, So the question is, does this guy represent every white American guy out there? I mean, does this?
No, did you not see his haircut?
Okay, I'm just asking.
Shut up.
I mean, does this individual right here is representing every and let me say it this way, is representing every KKK member, is representing every racist member, because I gotta say to you, and this is crazy, there's racism, and racism is not good anywhere. It's not accepted, it's not tolerated nowhere. We don't accept that. We don't tolerate that shit. We don't give space on the chat for that kind of, we know how it is. But the question here is America racist, man? After you see that, what do you think?
My innerdom, this comes from a deep rooted problem with me. So when I see stuff like that, it's like a flashback to when I was ill treated in my younger days. It could have been fueled from racism. It could have been fueled from, just false identity, but the fact that my mind puts a color to a type of people and kind of specifies it and says, you know what, these people are this way, these people are that way. It's kind of difficult to not think America's racist, and not think that people are like him, are around and they're just there to do harm to Black people. When he said what he said, your people are tearing America apart. I think that's what he said before he left. It's hard for me to like I said, it's hard for me not to think that majority of white people think this way, and they have to prove to me that they don't. And I know it sounds horrible, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Lisa?
Well, based on what you just said, it sounds like that you are a prejudiced individual and you are no better than what you think of white people. That's what it sounds like to me after everything that just came out of your mouth.
I'm not prejudiced. I just I'm basing it off of my interactions, and I could be a victim to the media because, like I said, I was a victim to voting a type of way just because they were Black. You know what I'm saying? But they had no, like, Democratic, just voting Democrat because that's how I was raised. So when I have conversations, it's good to have these conversations because it changes my viewpoint. And I do see people for what they are, and especially being in the military and deploying. I tend to cherish life a lot better, and I see that it's not a race thing majority of the time. It's more of a power struggle. It's hey, this person wants power over another person, and it's more of an evil versus good thing. But once again, for what I'm seeing right there, first, she was wrong talking about your mother should have swallowed you. All right, dog. I understand you upset, whatever. but I need more information. Was this a racially triggered event? Like, was this guy just trying to go out and kill black people? And then
I can give it to you. So he was this guy's from Portland, okay, Portland, Oregon. He was in a train and he got caught calling slurs to two females, okay, Destiny Magnum and Walia Mohammed, okay. He was confronted for shouting racist and anti-Muslim slurs at two teenage black girls, okay, on a Max Light Rail train in Portland, Oregon. So, and then that's what the stabbing happened. He killed two people, injured one another third individual. Um, I mean, this was very crazy, and this happened in May 26, 2017. We're still talking about it, man.
Well, I mean, we also had that church shooting. You know, the young boy shot up that church, and I want to say, was it in North Carolina or Charlotte, South Carolina? And like I said, maybe I'm a victim to media, but immediately they saying, well, they didn't kill him. He shot up everybody. They didn't kill him. He's still alive. Right. But then they go from that to the extreme. George Floyd is dead. For a false $20 bill. So I understand I could be a victim to media, but when are we ever going to just put the facts in front of us and say certain races are treated differently when it comes to law enforcement?
I disagree with that because I've had interaction with law enforcement and I don't think that I was treated any differently. And in fact, as I stated before, the only time that I have ever been treated differently because of the color of my skin was by darker skinned Black females.
Right.
That's the only time I've ever been treated differently because of the color of my skin. So I just did not have that experience. And with the guy on the train, he was intoxicated and he started stabbing people.
Correct.
I don't know if you know anything about criminology or anything like that, but stabbing is hardcore. It's personal. Way worse than shooting, right? Yeah, so to me, I would not put it past this guy from having some sort of psychosis to just randomly do that. Like, you don't have a beef with these people, you don't know these people, you're drinking on a train out of a Gatorade bottle, you just whip out a knife and start stabbing people. I wouldn't put it past him to have some sort of psychosis. And just like the kid in South Carolina, I mean, I'm not saying it excuses.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Don't get me wrong. No, it does not mean it excuses anything. So there is breaking the law. There is sentencing. Well, I'm sorry, breaking the law and then mitigators and then sentencing. So for someone who is suffering from a psychosis, yes, you should go to jail, but maybe not as long as someone who committed a racially motivated crime in their right mind. Like, this is their life. Like, I'm in the KKK, it's Friday night, I'm gonna kill some Black people. You know what I'm saying? That's different. There's not a mitigator there. That's their lifestyle.
What if I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the best example to me of mitigators that were not utilized would be the Menendez brothers. They both got life sentencing, even though they killed their parents as a means to escape. They were both mentally abused by their mom, physically abused by their dad, and they got life sentencing. And I do agree that there should be a punishment, but I totally disagree with life without parole. They were very young, and they probably, and actually, since the parents isolated them, they actually didn't have anywhere else to go.
Well, so, I mean that's a different story from. I think we should stay focused on this guy.
Well, I'm just giving you an example of where mitigators should be used in the sentencing phase.
Okay, I do understand because I do understand people claim, insanity and all that stuff. But literally, we're going to talk. I'm going to talk about the guy, the murderer. He went into the church and shot up everybody. He gets to walk out alive. Okay. This guy who has a knife in his hand, was bloodied. I think the female that was talking and said that I wish she was swallowed or whatever. She said that when the police came on the scene, they didn't believe her or the supervisor that she was the victim. So it's just, and like I've seen that, so I can only speak on that because I've seen that. I've seen where you come onto the scene and you get classified and you get singled out and like, nah, you can't be the victim. I'm like, whoa. Even when you go to like because I'm a big black guy. Okay. I'm a big black guy. And if you ever come to a situation, I'm combat, you can see it. I'm battle worn. But you can see it. Like they will approach me and they'll be like, hold up, sir, calm down. I'm like, hold up. So I have to keep my calm at 100%. Because if I show that I'm pissed off in the situation where I was wrong, then the attention comes to me, although I'm the victim. And that's horrible. And I'm saying it's been done before. That's why this, when I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, that's kind of crazy, man. Because I've gotten pulled over in my friend's Mercedes, right? In his Mercedes. He had a Mercedes. He was getting a little money. My friend was, Caucasian. I was driving the Mercedes, correct? And my friend was in the passenger seat because I was like, hey, how does this Mercedes, how does this handle, baby? I got pulled over and the cop wasn't talking to me. He was talking to the dude in the passenger seat, my white friend, asking him if everything is okay. If anything, but he was asking him, he didn't know that he was the owner. He was asking him, is everything okay, sir? And I'm like, sir, you good? Like, did I break any law?
It's just because it's a mistake.
I couldn't hear that. Because it's a what?
It could just be because it's a Mercedes.
It could be a Mercedes. I was in Hawaii.
Yeah, stereotype.
I know, but it's like.
But they stereotype.
No. I mean, a Mercedes.
But they stereotype me regardless.
The number one luxury car I see on the side of the road the most.
I'm gonna tell you right now. That's stereotype. The fact that you don't talk to me, you talk to the passenger of the vehicle and ask him if he's okay.
Yeah.
As if I'm kidnapping him.
Yeah, I'm gonna inject something here real quick, Diesel and Lisa. And we see this on the military sector. On the military sector, you will see this. And then I want you guys to like get another take. Because we're talking about just a vehicle. Yeah, we got it. But in the military sector and the Air Force, how many Black American officers, pilots, okay? And when I say pilots, I'm talking about people that have been to a naval academy, that have been to combat simulation, that have been to, millions and millions of dollars of training for individual. How many of them get asked the question of, sir, are you a pilot? Just because the fact that they're Black, or because of the fact that there's more Caucasian pilots than Blacks, that we need to ask ourselves that kind of question. There's nothing that pisses me off more than some captains that, in the military, in the army, African Americans again, or Black Americans, they get asked, are you a company commander? Or are you like an XO, I mean, why is that? Because of the color. Diesel, you mentioned something very good. You talk about, being pulled over by the police. And there's a video right here. There's a video. Lisa, there's anything you want to add to that conversation?
Well, I was curious. The officer in Hawaii, what was his ethnicity?
He was a white guy. I want to say he was white. He wasn't. It was nothing else. He was white. He was a white guy. He may have been in the military and retired in Hawaii.
Yeah.
and then join the Hawaii force, whatever. But he was.
I was asking because I have heard rumors that the Polynesians are a little clannish, I would say.
Yeah, the locals don't like. They call white people haoles. They don't like white people. They don't like white military people. Um, and they're very. I don't want to say clannish. They're very proud of their nation, proud of their country. So
Hey, I see the Rich comes to the chat room and he's talking about, have you seen you guys first right amendments audits? Rich, we're gonna talk about that in a second, okay? But first, I want to show you guys a video right here. This happened in Tennessee, guys. Tennessee, on May the 23rd, 2020, couple days ago, okay? Couple days ago, not even actually a month, month ago. Hamilton County Sheriff deputies striking handcuffed black man, okay? I know, guys, you might be thinking where this channel is going. No, we're not going nowhere. From the beginning, we've been telling you guys that, we see both sides of the coin. So let's roll the video, guys.
Put your legs down. Put them down now. Put your legs down. Down. Put them down. Put them down. Stop kicking. Stop kicking. Guys. Put your legs down. Please, no. Put your legs down. Do what we're telling you to do. Put them down. Put them down. Put your legs down. Stop. Put your legs. Relax. Hey, relax. Nobody wants to hurt you. Relax. God damn it. Come on. Sorry. Hang on.
Let me know when you guys are ready. This whole shit goes for 4 minutes, man. 4 minutes, okay? And let me show you where this started right here. Okay, this started with this man being handcuffed. This guy is handcuffed. There's no reason, in no planet, no Earth, where if 3 police officers needs to get this baton. That shit's made out of metal. I got one of them, by the way, that I keep on my car for self-defense. I got a license for it. I got to tell you guys.
Gotta have a license for that?
Oh yeah, you got FFL. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
It's a deadly weapon.
Yeah. So this guy's handcuffed. Why do we need to? I mean, so this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you the news of this, guys. Okay. So the Hamilton County District Attorney General asked the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation to investigate the possible use of excessive force. So the questions to you guys on the chat room: is this excessive force? And give me at least 2 reasons why this is excessive. The DA also released footage of the arrest, which is what we're getting right here. 32-year-old Reginald Arrington Jr. screaming and falling. His legs as deputies pin his torso to the ground and strike at his legs with batons. Man, that shit is crazy. I mean, he was screaming, I can breathe. And the police were telling him, relax, nobody wants to hurt you, relax. One of the deputies can be heard saying, later in the footage, 4 deputies pin Arrington to the ground and another shackles his feet. Okay, that's when they got the 4th and the 5th officer. So the DA drops charges. All charges call for investigation, guys. All charges were dropped. And they released a statement on Tuesday where they saying matter of fact, I'm gonna put. Let me see if I can put this right here.
Hey, Ricky, can you play it again from the beginning?
Of course, go ahead.
So, Diesel, you don't mind if I go first on this video?
Go ahead.
Because you're going to have a lot of rebuttal.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay. So, do you see how big the guy is? He is a big guy, and he actually pulls the officers forward. He does resist arrest. And I know that visually that looked really, really bad. But when you're trying to arrest someone, especially someone who is bigger than you are, how do you do it? How do you arrest someone? Again, I understand that visually that looks horrible. It looks horrible. But he wasn't cooperating. He was resisting. He was strong enough to pull the officers forward. How do you arrest someone?
Okay, so I'm looking at it, and hold on, give me a second. So I'm looking at it, and sorry about that. Like I said, I got children that need to go to summer camp. So I'm looking at it, and so whenever we arrest, when I used to restrain an inmate or restrain somebody who I had to restrain, I used the least amount of force necessary. Okay, that was what we were trained to say, and that what we was trained to apply. So if you're going at 100%, and I'll meet you at 100%, but I'm not trying to hurt you. Okay, I'm not trying to break your arm. I'm not trying to whatever. So obviously, when the officers was walking him back to the vehicle to put, they were not prepared that he would resist. Okay, that's why you see the overhand strike in the back of the head, which you're not supposed to do. Okay, not supposed to strike people in the back of the head. Even in MMA, they don't do that. And then when he got on the floor, they were giving him orders because they can say he, because of his feet, they didn't want to get hurt. He was using it as a weapon, whatever, and he wasn't listening. I got it. I got that. Okay, but he's restrained from the rear. Okay, not the front. He's restrained from the rear. You have a couple of the officers, right? Now, what they could have done, right? Because when we do a 4-cell move, like I told you guys before, it's a person per body part. So you have the head, you have 2 arms, and you have 2 feet. That's 5 people to restrain one person. 5 people to restrain one person. And we are trained to say we use the least amount of force necessary. Because I can break that person's body. I can break his arm, I can break his leg, right? The officer right here, you have 3 officers in the background. One with the 2, well, I think all of them have their batons up. They are doing the proper strike. You're supposed to strike at the meaty part of the thigh, all right? Avoiding joints, because joints and short bones, I call short bones the bones that have 2 bones.
The tibia and the fibula.
Yeah, so avoid those, because once you hit that can, break. Long bones are probably, are harder to break. But they could have literally said, hey man, let me go ahead, grab a leg, you grab a leg, let's turn him around, right? We're gonna turn him around because he's restrained from the rear, right? So his arms are no good. Instead of continually beating him. Yes, he is panicking. The guy's panicking. Is there another cop on his torso right now? right? Is there a cop on the floor with him right now while he's tussling? Hold on.
I can't see because you're a big old noggin.
No, there is a cop on the torso. Yes.
Hold on. Let me switch my head so I can see the video. Hold on. Hold on, guys. It's gonna be a little. Oh yeah, see, there's a guy on the floor with him. That guy on the floor with him, he has the ability to turn the person's shoulders. Wherever the shoulders go, right? That's where you're going to turn. So you could turn the shoulders, right? Turn that midsection, and you could turn him on to where you want him. But he's holding him still. He's holding him still on the ground, telling him not to kick. And it's hurting. All those strikes are hurting him. Don't kick. Don't kick. Even when he held his legs just now, he let go of contact. So right now they're destroying his arms. His arms are being destroyed because you're getting restraint from the back. You're not able to support anything when you're back, when you're like this and you're on the ground like this and they're pushing down on you. Your arms are not supposed to be. He's like this. So your arms are even hurting even more because there's no give on the concrete. So yeah, this is excessive force. Look. So you look. You see how he's beating his legs, beating his calf, his shins right there.
But it looked like they were trying to turn him over, and he decided to fight again.
Well, pull out mace. Pull out some mace.
But you guys will still say it's excessive force, even if they.
No, you can use aerosols. You can use aerosols. Aerosols will call the decision. I'll put some aerosols on that man and let him simmer on the ground. I'll let him simmer on the ground.
But do you think that this is something that is racially motivated or just poor training?
Nah, he's a big guy. I think it's poor training.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
I know, but the cops are not small too.
Diesel, that's a good point you're talking about. Poor training, okay? So now, is America racist? Okay, do we need to defund the police? Do we need to defund the police? You know, this is what I'm saying from the beginning. Instead of defunding the police, I was watching a video the other day, okay? Taking a little bit of, from this topic. And then there's some people rioting in Chicago. You can hear shootings from the left and the right, from the front and the rear. And a lady got shot on the leg. Okay, the same people that were talking and chanting, defund the police, fuck the police, after she got shot, you can hear everybody call 911, call the police. And I'm like, Anyway, going back to this right here, because it's about the training part. I think, Diesel and Lisa, that instead of pushing this narrative, Black Lives Matter's narrative of defunding the police, we should put more money into the police, so we can make them more comfortable doing their jobs. Okay, more comfortable doing their jobs, and in addition to that, we can weed out the bad apples. Okay, because once you get the training, once you're trained, it's like in the military, special forces, they don't make mistakes. Those guys execute a mission, step by step. But if you send a bunch of, 42 alphas, 42 limas, they're probably gonna fuck up the situation. Why? Because they don't have the proper training. And let me tell you guys, man, the military trains so much.
So
tell me.
You can see the strikes that he's doing, and those strikes, there's a lot of red zones that you're not supposed to hit. Like, you're not supposed to strike anybody in the temple, because that's a kill shot. Actually, you guys were talking about it. I want to say Friday or one of the podcasts. I wasn't there.
Right.
Talking about non-lethals, right? So they got rid of the word non-lethal because even a non-lethal at lethal range become lethal. So what they say is less than lethal. That's what that is. So a baton is less than lethal because if used correctly, it shouldn't give casualties, just like a taser. If used correctly,
right,
based off of a regular working person, not a person who's had strokes and all that stuff, or heart attacks or whatever, but a regular person, right, a healthier person, it shouldn't be a casualty producing weapon. The baton, just based off the baton strikes I'm looking at these officers to do, just how they're holding the person down, I'm glad there was no deadly force, right? Because he's resisting and they pull out the weapon and shoot him while he's, his handcuffs is into the rear. Um, I'm glad. Let's look at the positives. I'm glad that they're not deadly force. I'm glad the cameras were on, that we're able to look at this, right? And we're able to learn from this, because I don't think it's a racially charged thing. I think it's once you said people are not trained correctly. This guy, if you are trained correctly, you literally are able to, it doesn't matter if the person's 300 pounds. There's pressure points on the body, which I don't see anybody using pressure points. You have pressure points here. This is called the brachial plexus. Brachial plexus, right? This is called the clavicle notch. Okay, there's pressure points there. This is called the orbital, intraorbital. I think this is. I have to get right. And then you have here, right? If you apply both hands at the bottom of the jaw here, right, and you pull up and out, right, you get, this is, I forgot I think this is called the I forgot what this is called, but there's a pressure point here. There's other pressure points on the body that you can use to get a moment of compliance, and that compliance, you can use that and you can get the position that you want. None of them are doing it. None of them are doing it. So you just beating the man, inflicting more pain to his legs, inflicting more pain to and asking for compliance. No, I can force your compliance. So that's what needs to be taught here.
I want to bring something here.
Well, I agree with that.
Go ahead, Lisa. You're agreeing. Oh. Keep going.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I need to hear this.
With that part, because to me, I'm looking at it, and I don't even think. To me, when I hear like excessive force, I'm thinking it's coming from anger, but like these guys are not striking him like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like a regular strike. To me, I think that that's what the brain thinks of first, because it's the easiest thing to do. You're talking about pressure points, and that's going to take a few more seconds of brain movement, and that comes down to not having enough training under pressure. That's the thing, is they may have police training, but how much under pressure training do they have? So to me, it just looked like it's not excessive force to me. I just think that they just chose what was the easiest thing, the first thing to come to their mind. It's on their person. It's just very quick, not even thinking. Just that's the easiest thing to do.
So Rick, I posted something in the chat real quick. You can probably skim through the video, but this is what just the military trains on. And people, I want you to go to. Let me show you.
Can you send it to me on Zoom real quick? Before while I talk, I get my point real quick. Send it to the Zoom. So guys, this is my point. Okay, this is my point. And this is how everything could be prevented, okay? Like Diesel say, we need to give these officers more training. We need to ensure that these guys are better prepared to handle the situation. But in a couple of seconds, okay? Look at this right here. The officers have the individual restrained, handcuffed. He's compliant. He's going to he's getting into the seat. He's going to the back of the car. He's arrested, okay? But right here, he turns to one of the officers. 1 second. You cannot see this right now. Let me make sure that you can see it. Okay. 1 second. I need you to see this. Okay. Is this the one? 1 second. Almost there, guys. Okay. So right here you see. Let me go back from the beginning. So he's compliant. Let me beside me. Okay, I'm getting out of here. So he's compliant, as you guys can see. He started walking. He's doing good. Walking now, he started turning to one of the officers. Right there, he raised one of his legs. Okay, you can see his leg right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. It's being raised. Okay, he's raising his leg. He's trying to take momentum, and right here, he pulls back. Okay, at that moment, these three officers should be able to control the individual by applying what Diesel's talking about: pressure points. Using the taser, using some other technique other than take this man to the ground and beating him to death. One more step right here. You see, he's pushing down. One of the officers pushing his neck down. They're trying to get him to the ground right there. But no. Then he moved to the side, and right here, one of the officers made the first mistake that you can make as an officer, and he started punching an individual on handcuffs. Okay. Because you're not trying to punch him, you're trying to gain control of the guy. Okay, so instead of closing your hands, open your hand and make sure that you gain control of the extremity. Okay, now punch him over the head. Guy's going to the ground, right there where Lisa is, and then the arrest is history. It's again, it's the gang. The gang. I gotta call it. The gang is beating the poor guy. Diesel, I'm looking at the chat right there. I see the video.
So go to 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Okay. And I want to say,
call them a gang. I'm telling you, it's just because they don't have training under pressure. This looks like, to me, quick, desperate reactions.
I get it.
People
Lisa.
who are not trained under pressure. They would
it.
never be good doctors.
So if you're not trained, if you're not trained properly, 100%. If you don't have what you need to be an effective police officer, so you're not a police officer. You're just a mockery of a police officer, and you become a gang member.
But that's not their fault. They are only as good as their teachers. That's not their fault.
No. Let me tell you something.
That's not their fault.
100% their fault. As soon as you wake up in the morning and you put that uniform on you, even if you're a police officer, if you're a doctor, if you're a teacher, if you are a nurse, if you are a correctional officer, as soon as you put your own uniform on, everything that goes on is your own fault. You cannot blame nobody else. If you're not ready to take...
If you did not have the proper training, if you're only doing what was taught, then how is that your fault?
Well,
if they did not have proper training under pressure, and I stress that because that's what this looks like, is that they don't know how to react properly.
They know better. They know better. They know they don't have.
How is that their fault?
So let me tell you, it's very easy. When they put the uniform and they take the charge of a non-commissioned officer, the charge of a doctor, the charge of a nurse, the charge of law enforcement. Guess what? Everything that happened is their fault. They know they're under trained, so they should say something. They say, "Hey,
I'm actually the fault of the municipality in which they work for."
Oh, they do have some
That's
fault.
whose fault it is.
They do have some fault. They do have some fault, but I got to tell you, it's 100% the fault of the police officer for not seeking that training. Okay, if you want to put the officer,
how can he seek something that he doesn't know exists?
Well, they know they that's the thing, that they know they exist. In the military, you ask a soldier, "Hey, do you know what WLC or?"
That's the military.
I mean,
this looks like
it's the same thing.
Like
Lisa.
The middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Still.
Okay, it's probably a county or something.
Tennessee, it's Tennessee.
And it's where?
It's in Tennessee.
I'm sorry, what was the difference? And it's probably some county, and Bubba and Jim Bob, that's all that they were taught. Okay, so it's the fault of the municipality in which they are employed.
So let me put it to you in my own terms. If I'm driving on a road over the speed limit, and the officer pulls me over, and the officer pulls me over, tells me, "Hey, you were doing 30 over the speed limit," and then I say, "Oh, I didn't know the speed limit here," they're still gonna give me a ticket. Okay, because just not knowing the situation, being a naive doesn't make you they're gonna give you a free ticket. No,
when it comes to employment, yes, it does. That I actually know for a fact because I handle police brutality cases.
But you're telling me
for a huge county.
Okay.
The largest county in Maryland.
So wait a minute. So what you're telling me is that these officers weren't trained how to detain a personnel, how to de-escalate situations, how to authorize when deadly force is permitted. Because what we get, I was like I
That's
said,
not what I said.
I was an investigator, but I was an investigator though.
That's not what I said though.
Okay, well, that's what it sounds like to me. So please clarify.
Clarify.
Hold on. I'll let you clarify. When I was an investigator, I had a lot of people telling me, well, I didn't know I couldn't do that. My instructor didn't train me like that. But I said, hold up. You signed this policy, didn't you? Right? This policy authorized you to carry a firearm. This policy states that blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, I just signed it. I'm sorry.
That's signed not the same thing.
But to carry a firearm, they have to go through training.
No. That's not the same thing. What I'm talking about, if there is no training for this type of situation, if there's no training for high pressure situation.
I'm gonna tell you right now, all police departments, they have to deal with just like I'm about to show you the training right now in the military, how they train, right? And these are females and males, all color, all gender, right?
Okay.
And this is just the 31 Echo. This is a prison training. The prison training and the officer training, they are different in similar ways, different but the same. Officers are more aggressive. They train to get the situation under. They're trained to get the situation quelled quickly. Like, hey, I want to get this over with.
That's the military.
No, that's a majority of my police friends too. And
I can tell you. All
we gotta do is just look up the training on the Tennessee Police Department.
Yeah, they get
with every situation, with every IAD report that I get, internal affairs report I read. If there's something new that wasn't in the protocols, they now put it in the protocols after the fact. I have seen protocols change plenty of times after situations have occurred. So they are not trained for everything. And if they are not trained for it, it is not their fault. Well, that's all I was saying.
We don't know if this is the case. As far as we know, the DAs actually released the individual, and they're pressing charges against the officers because they did use excessive force. So based on that, I will assume that they have the proper training. But hey, let's agree to disagree. The last video of the night, guys, Diesel, where you wanted to start this video? Where?
It started at 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Okay, so I got it. 1 minute 40. Let me maximize this a little bit. 1 second. You got it. Let's go.
So I just want to show you guys the training that the military goes through. Once again, Lisa does make a point. You can't train for everything. But based off of your experiences, based off of the trends, you can find out, what works.
Okay, so, I'm sharing with you guys. I'm sharing with you guys the screen. Okay, so Diesel, you will be seeing this. Are you seeing it right now?
I'm seeing it on the whatchamacallit.
You seen it on YouTube or you seen it on your screen?
On YouTube. All right, now I'm seeing it on my screen.
Oh, now I can see it on the screen.
Okay, now I'm gonna press play, guys.
It's like teeny tiny.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so right there, all right, that strike right there to the thigh, okay? If you strike to the thigh, right, he struck to the thigh, right?
Yes.
That's a major nerve. All right, so what you pause right there, that's down to the ankle, right below the calf muscle, okay? If you go ahead and apply that pressure point right there, these are knee-jerk reactions. These are reactions that if that pressure point works for them, if it's not numb, they will respond to that.
Right.
And you have femoral, you can go into the femoral artery, which is in the inner thigh. And this training is not new. People have been training like this. It's called unarmed self-defense. That's what it's called. The Army calls it USD. They want to make it, but unarmed self-defense. I'm actually an unarmed self-defense instructor to a point where I've felt all of these pressure points, and I know how it works. And if I apply it wrong, you know what I'm saying, I could be in trouble because some of these pressure points, if applied for a long period of time, can do the adverse what you want. It can do more harm than what you want. But go ahead, hit play. I just want to show you guys the pressure points. Right there, that's a knee strike. Now that didn't take any type of go ahead, right there. That's I call it the Spock. Everyone knows like how when Spock used to put people to sleep, he used to hit right behind the neck. Okay, but you're hitting right on the traps. So your traps, you're gonna hit down on the traps, and you're going down in a V motion. None of these take any. If done right, you don't have to. It's not exerting too much energy on you. Now that's a grown man, right? Would you say that the guy who tried to stand up?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Do you see the size of those two females?
Yeah, sure.
Do you realize? Do you know he can only go to that right there? What he's doing, what they're doing right there, they're applying that pain receptor on his the same little pressure point I was talking about, and he'll be able to get right there, and then he'll probably get to his knees, but by time those legs are not moving.
Yep. What was that right there in the by the side of the head?
Right here.
Yeah.
So it's right behind the ear. This is called the. I'm gonna get you all the names. I'm brain fart, but it's right behind the ear. We call it. I forgot the name of it, but there's a little pocket here, and it's called. What you're supposed to do is press through. Okay, so my point of impact is the nerve bundles right below the ear. My point of aim is through the face. Okay. So that means I want to press all the way through the face. And you can try these pressure points on yourself.
So
that's just showing the C-turn. And that's about it. You don't have to show the rest of it. But,
okay, good.
I'm just showing you the training that people go through. And like I said,
for the military.
But what I'm saying is,
yes,
the school I went through a school called Military Police Investigations. The SWAT was there. Okay, that's the SWAT. That's police department.
Yeah.
The local state police department was there. Certain things are around the board, around agencies, the same thing. I'm certified by the FBI to do fingerprints. So a lot of things are, yes, I got you. What you're trying to say, the military is different from state. But when you really look at it,
I don't know about state.
But I mean, from police officers, when you really look at it, they're not really that different. When it comes to basic training, their basic training, or the drill sergeant mentality that they have when they go through what they call it, cadet school. Okay, everyone has taken what works. Some things work for the military, some things work for the police department, and they've taken it and they made stuff like this. Unarmed self-defense works for all law enforcement because there's something called mock drills. That's to, and you use a baton, that's to manipulate someone's body to get them into the position that you want. And I was taught by the Kansas City Police Department what mock drills were.
Okay.
And the military now uses it now. But we have to have someone from the state police department to certify us, right, in order for us to teach it to the military.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, out of the many body cam videos I have seen in my career, I have never seen not one of the things that was just shown in that video. So it's either not. Now, granted, I only handled police claims for the largest county in Maryland. I won't say it, but the largest county in Maryland. I have not handled other places police claims. But anyways, so it's either not trained, or again, the officers are not trained for under pressure situations. You know what I'm saying? It's like the person who, studies for weeks and weeks and weeks for a test, and then when they take the test, they fail it.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, my ex-husband, he's a park ranger, and the park rangers, because they do have guns, they have to go to the police academy. So I will ask him. Now he's not for Maryland, so this would be a different city, different perspective. So I'll ask him if they're taught that in the academy, because now I'm really curious. Because after watching that, it totally makes sense to use. Never seen it one time. Never seen it at all.
Okay.
Not even close. Not even an attempt.
Well, guys, I think this is it for tonight. What do you guys think? Yeah. What a Wednesday, guys. I want to say thank you to all you guys for being on, on the show, week after week, day after day. And again, guys, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 to 8 MST, or 9 to 11 Eastern time. So we appreciate your donations. We appreciate your participation on the chat room. We go through the chat, and then we read what's said, and then we're trying to improve for the next video. So thank you so much, guys, for that participation. Okay, and super chats, they're always welcome. So you guys are amazing. Have a good night, guys. Up to you. Yeah, you guys.
I would like to thank Heavy Water, Sean Allen, and of course AFB. I would like to thank you guys again tuning in. I'm reading your chats, Heavy Water. I'm sorry that I didn't get to it.
Yeah.
But I think you had one good question. You were like, what were my Caucasian battle buddies? Did I test them when I went down range? And I'll probably touch on that a little bit next chat. But unfortunately, it was proved to me that you're not racist, where we can have a conversation. And I'm gonna be real. A lot of people are tested in the military because it's like, are you hip hop enough? Are you, so people do that. You get tested.
Or as you do to me all the time, am I black enough?
That's what it is. And it's because, once again, I don't want to blame media. I'm blaming myself, because now I'm a grown man. But when I was younger, I didn't know. I did that because I felt this is what life is. This is what I had to do to make you part of my area. When in actuality, I should have accepted whomever for the differences that they had, and the fact that you have this different, I have this difference, but we're able to coexist. But of course, when you're young,
latte, hot chocolate.
When you're young, I joined the military at 21, which is not young, but it's the college phase. I didn't know. All I knew was I'm gonna hang around with West Indian people from Jamaica, Trinidad, Dominican Republic, maybe Puerto Ricans, but white people. Why am I chilling with them? So Now color,
they have the best drugs.
Color doesn't matter to me. It's about their standards. It's about their morals. Okay, and I appreciate you actually bringing that out, Heavy. But I didn't forget about you. I thank you for being around. I thank you for being that other viewpoint. It's very very appreciated. And bring your battle buddies, man. Bring your battle sisters. Where they at?
That's right. Yeah, bring them.
Have a go. That's all I gotta say. Lisa.
Thank you everybody for coming out, and I hope you guys come again on Friday, because guess what? I will have a better internet connection. Hello, fiber optics.
Damn, you're so lucky.
So hopefully I will not freeze up. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and everybody share.
All right, guys, have a good night. That was good. Okay. Okay, guys, we're done. Okay.